Hey guys, I'm super excited today because I got these 4 new speakers and we're gonna test them today. We have the Bose SoundLink, we have the Sony ULT Field 3, the new JBL Charge 6 and the Luna from Harman Kardon. So I'm really stoked to see which of these speakers, they're all in the more or less in the same price range, to see which speaker is the best choice so that you know exactly what to buy. And if you like this kind of videos, then please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, that helps us a ton in creating this content. So with that being said, let's unpack them. So here we have them, all 4 Bluetooth speakers next to each other. Let's talk a little bit about the specifications first. I will test the speakers for about a week myself, so I can really give an in-depth review. But let's first talk a little bit about the specifications. So we have the Sony and the JBL. They both have a battery life of about 24 hours, what's pretty impressive, but they are larger speakers as well. So it's obvious they have a bigger battery inside. Then we have the Luna and the Bose SoundLink that only have a battery life of 12 hours. And I say only 12 hours, but for most use cases, that will be plenty. So let's talk a little bit about the other specifications. And a really important one is that most of the speakers have some sort of built-in audio optimization, except the Luna. I have to say I expected more from Harman Kardon, but I still have to test the sound itself. But in the specification they don't have one. They all come with different names, and JBL is actually the only one that really has an AI built in, and they call it AI Sound Boost for better performances. So I don't know really how it works, they don't tell you, but they say it gives better performances and also creates a sound how the artist has meant it to be. So in that case it will be more real, how they call it. Then we have Sony that has a little button on top. It's the ULT button. I think it stands for Ultra, but that's my guess. If you press this button, then you have a deeper bass and it enhances the audio a little bit, so you get deeper sound. What I really like that it's optional, because sometimes in some situations you don't want this deep bass. So I think it's really cool that this one is optional. So, and another thing built in is sound field optimization in the speaker. So based on the environment, it will enhance the performance. So this is particularly comes in handy when you are more in louder environments. So for example, outside, this would work, but I think also in-house it can make sure there's not too much echo and stuff like that. So I think this is a really nice feature as well. So and then we have the Bose SoundLink, and they have something called Position IQ, and it works kind of similar as what field optimization does for Sony. So it's kind of the same thing. It will also make sure the speaker has the best performances in every circumstances and in louder environments and stuff like that. But this one doesn't have another optimization built in like the JBL and the Sony has, and the Luna from Harman Kardon has none at all. So, and then the Bose and the Sony both have an application, and in this application they have an equalizer, so you can enhance the performances even more. Sony also offers some presettings, they call it DJ settings or whatever, but yeah, it basically is a pre-made equalizer. Only downside in Sony, in my opinion, is that when you use the Ultra button, you cannot use the equalizer anymore. I don't know why that is, and I have to say I tested it a little bit already, and with the Ultra button you get better sound than with the equalizer, so making the equalizer kind of a not needed feature. So I think that's kind of a downside, but besides that it's cool that they even have the option. Then the JBL is the only one that is a mono speaker, the rest is all stereo. Does that really matter with this size speakers? I doubt it. I don't think it will make such a huge difference. The only thing that Sony says is that because they have stereo, they also can offer surround sound. I have to test it out if that really works. I think with a speaker this size, I don't know. but I will test it out. It's a cool feature anyway, so they score a little bit of a point there. So, and then the Sony, the JBL and the Bose but all have a strap. This is a really small one. The JBL is a little bit bigger and Sony has the biggest one. So this one is really, you can carry it around. You can see it on the box here. You can really carry it around. So that's kind of a nice feature. This one is a little bit smaller. I think this is still nice. The Luna doesn't have any of that, and also the Luna speaker is the only one that doesn't come with the charging cable. JBL, Sony, Bose all deliver a charging cable with it, not the charging block, but still the charging cable, what is super nice because you can never have enough cables. And yeah, Harman Kardon with the Luna speaker is again missing out on this feature. So it's not looking too good for the Luna speaker, but let's see how audio performances is. Then when it comes to water resistance, the JBL is the top one here. It has the EP. Then when it comes to water resistance, the JBL is the top one here. It comes with IP68 certification. That means you can throw this one in the pool, you can leave it in the water and it will still be fine. So this one is actually, when I have a pool party, this will be the one to use. Then the Sony, the design also looks pretty watertight. It has IP67 and it says as well it is water resistant. But I think you cannot leave it for too long in the water. They say up to 30 minutes for 1 meter. I wouldn't test that out, but still I think when you will use it, like for example in the bathroom, you will be fine. So and then these two both have IP67. The only thing is with Bose, they say it's splash water resistant, so don't throw it in the water, but it can resist the splash. I believe this one is the same, although they say it's really water resistant. Like this is exposed as well, what with the other speakers is covered up. So I wouldn't throw this in the pool either. I would say this is splash watertight as well. So it can resist a little bit of a splash, a little bit of rain, but I wouldn't bet on this two to be really water resistant, where these two, I believe they are, especially the JBL, like I said. I would be comfortable throwing this one actually in the pool, and with this one, I would rather not do it, but I would feel confident that it will resist it. Then another really nice feature of JBL is that it can connect with other JBL speakers that support Aerocast, so you can connect multiple speakers together. What's really nice, what I used in the past a lot. Also, for example, if you have soundbar and JBL Charge, you can connect them. And when you do that, when you connect the soundbar, for example, with other Charge speakers from JBL, the soundbar is the master because it's the bigger speaker. So that's a little bit how that works, but it works really well, really nice. It has a wide range as well. So if you are like having this speaker, for example, in the bedroom or in another room, and the soundbar in the living room and one room is upstairs, it still connects. So it works really well. Sony has something similar. They call it Sony Connect. And then these two don't have a feature like that. So, and that's really nice. So points here for Sony and JBL for offering this, because this is a feature that I personally would use a lot. And with that being said, I think we covered most of the important specifications. If you like this video so far, please hit the like and subscribe button. That helps us a ton in creating this content. Now let's test them out. I will test them out for about a week and then go back to you guys to tell you my opinion and also test them out with you so you can see what is the best speaker for you. See you in a bit. Alright, so I tested all four speakers side by side for the past week, and I will give you my in-depth review about that, but I also want to test the speakers with you so that you have kind of an idea of the capabilities of each speaker. So we're gonna test them one by one for the sound, and we're gonna start with the Luna, then we go for the Bose SoundLink, then we have JBL, and last but not least we have the Sony Ultra 3. So that being said, let's start with the Luna.
Whenever you're ready.
was the Luna. Now let's switch to the Bose SoundLink. That was the Bose. Let's switch to the JBL Charge 6 and see how that one performs. So, and then last but not least, the Sony ULT 3. I will do this one with the button, the ULT button on, and I will do also one time without the button, so you have a full comparison of the capabilities of these speakers with and without the deeper bass and deeper sound. So here we go. So that was with the button on, and now I will switch the button off so you can hear clearly the difference. So this is without the button, so now it's turned off, and let's start it one more time. So that was without the button. So now I do this one more time and then stitch it together so you hear them side by side. I will place each time one speaker in front, stitch it together in edit so you have a clear view on which is one speaker, which is which speaker, and the quality of each speaker. And I will do this one also with and without button. So we basically have 5 speakers then. So let's do that. I will do that, then I stitch it together, and then you can hear it.
Just like they say in the song, until the dawn, let's fun and get it on. You got to give it all to me. I'm screaming mercy, mercy, please. Just like they say in the song, until the dawn, let's fun and get it on. And when you leave me all alone, I'm like a stray without a home. I'm like a dog without a bone. I just want you for my home. I got to have you back. Just like they say in the song, until the dawn, let's fun and get it on. You got to give it all to me. I'm screaming mercy, mercy, please. Just like they say in the song, until the dawn, let's fun and get it on. And when you leave me all alone, I'm like a stray without a home. I'm like a dog without a bone. I just want you for my home. I got to have you back.
Alright, so that was the sound test. I tested them myself for the past week, so let's give you my opinion. And as you might have heard, it was a really close call. So first of all, I would say you can't really go wrong with either of those. They all are great speakers, but still we're gonna pick a winner. So I would say we split them up in 2 categories. because these two are slightly bigger, therefore they also have more capacity when it comes to volume than those two. Also, they have longer battery life. So for me, it would say like to pick the best one. It also depends a little bit of your needs, but that being said, let's split them up in these two categories. Then when we talk about other specs and performances, like these two are more water resistant, so these two are better like when you want to go everywhere, take them with you, do a pool party. They also can go have more capacity when it comes to volume, so when it comes to a party, these two are better for that. They have longer battery life, so yeah, therefore these two are better for in-house use and a good looking speaker. These two are really perfect as well, but it doesn't bring the same capacity as those two. Then when we talk about linking to other speakers, I said before that the Bose could not do that. I found out last week it actually can. So that being said, then only Harman Kardon is missing out on this feature, what is quite a bummer, what I would expect from a speaker in this price range. So, and then let's talk about the design. Like all of these brands have their own kind of design, and I think that's really cool. So you can choose what fits you best. But the one thing I want to say is like the Bose SoundLink, I think the design could be better because it's quite wobbly, so it falls down really easy. So if it's on the table and you, I don't know, bump into the table, it falls down. So therefore this design could be slightly better. Then I think the most important thing about all of those speakers is sound quality. Which one is the best performing? And what may surprise you is that I had really high expectations of the JBL speaker, but it kind of let me down when I compared it to the other speakers. In my opinion, even the Bose has slightly deeper sound than the JBL, although this is a bigger speaker and you would expect more deeper sound from this one because it also has the subwoofer at the side. But still, Bose gave me little bit of a warmer sound in my opinion. So did Sony, and Harman Kardon is slightly the same as JBL. They work together, so that's like expected. But what I found out about Harman Kardon is that they're really good in the high tones. JBL as well, but Harman Kardon did that as well. But I think this one misses a lot of features, and also JBL has slightly deeper sound and more warmth into it than the Harman Kardon. So I would say this one is last, this one second last, and then we have the Bose. I think that's the second best one to buy. It has lots of warmth into it. It's a really nice speaker. It looks nice. The design could be better, but it has all the features that this one is missing. The only thing that is missing is like the Sony has more volume into it, has even deeper sound. I love the Ultra button as well. So if I have to pick one winner, I would say it's the Sony. I didn't expect it to be the Sony. Actually, I was thinking one of those two would be the winner, but the Sony really amazed me. So yeah, for me, this would be the best pick. And then like the last thing that I wanted to say is like all of these speakers don't have an aux input anymore. I think it would be nice to have that. I used that before, like if you have older devices and stuff like that. My JBL Charge 3 still had that. I used that a lot, but yeah, I don't have it anymore in either of those. So, but I think it would be a cool feature to have. So in my opinion, the Sony wins, then the Bose, then JBL, and last but not least, the Luna. But like I said, all of those are really great, so you can't really go wrong with either of those. I hope you liked this video. I hope it helped. If it did, then please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel. That helps us a ton in creating this content, and we can keep making more videos. Thank you for watching. See you for the next one. Cheers.